You are listening to I Am Refocused podcast with your host, Shemaya Reed. This podcast is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. Now, let's tune into today's podcast.
Hey, this is I Am Refocused podcast. You already know what it is. It's Thursday morning here at Rockefeller's Barbershop. Shout out to Rico Rodriguez, the owner of Rockefeller's Barbershop. We are here with the one and only B Michele, your brand coach. You know
hey
what I'm saying?
Guys, what's up?
So what's up, man, this morning?
Man, I think I have officially recovered from the flu. Which I had a while ago, but you know how you have that.
We all backing up right now. Right?
I know, right? You know how you got those remnants? You know, I had a little cough or whatnot, a little decongestion, but I think I'm good to go.
Oh man, you doing that commercial that you might be okay?
No, I have bad allergies just in general, so right now I think I'm just having an allergy moment. I don't think I'm not contagious. Rico, don't look at me like that. See, I was just trying to be honest with y'all, and then this,
everybody backed up. Even your videographer back away from the camera.
I was just trying to be honest. I'm feeling good. I got a few little allergy bugs, but other than that, we good to go.
Oh, that's too funny. But today's topic, man, we're talking about vision for your brand, talking about purpose for your brand.
Yes,
and we're also
vision
talking
and purpose.
About helping me help you.
Yes.
So I hope you all really take some notes today because we're going into Coach B Michele. She's going in today.
Thank you.
So if your feelings get hurt, don't worry. It's just real talk today.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny that you mentioned that because I feel like right now, just through some things that have occurred, I'm just really at a point in my personal life and in my business life where it's just being honest and just putting it out there. It's like it's the best way for me. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't really give too much time to trying to make it look nice and pretty.
Don't fluff it up, man. Let the air out.
Yeah, I can't really give a lot of time to making it look nice and pretty, so we just gonna go all the way in. Like I even tell my clients, like once they really get to know me, honestly, I tell them before they actually decide to hire me as their coach or their consultant. I'm like, this is a relationship where we are strictly 100% real. Mm-hmm. Out the gate with each other. So if you looking for somebody to kind of, make you feel good, give you the pats on the backs and the hugs for stuff that you probably know. Yeah. We direct and honest because I don't want you to waste your time, my time, and your money.
That's the truth, man.
So it's very important, like, as I help businesses, bring their vision full circle or, bring their vision to reality. Mm-hmm. There's really important thing to make sure that, we're on the same page with that.
And like we say all the time, there's levels to this.
There's levels, yes. There's levels to this.
Can you imagine playing old school Mario Brothers? There's only one level.
And I love me some Mario Brothers.
Wouldn't that be terrible?
I have a Nintendo that I've been trying to get my brother to hook up for 2 years. And I'm not sure why this Nintendo is not hooked up, but I just want to play Mario Brothers just one time. Like, just one time. See if I can save the princess.
Oh, wow. But that's funny because once you get to level 8, it's almost mission impossible.
I know, right?
It's like, man, I keep dying. What's up?
You know how when you used to play, you used to have to trap the turtle?
Yeah. So
you can get all the lives.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's almost like you have to prepare. But it was funny. I was talking to my friend, just even in the nature of business and entrepreneurship, is that you kind of gotta trap the turtle. You gotta have some reserve because when you become an entrepreneur and start a business, it will consume you. So like you're gonna die a couple times and come back. In other words, you're gonna take some L's.
Oh yeah.
You probably gonna take several L's. So you gotta, when you gotta trap the turtle, make sure you have some reserve. Cause
it's all preparation, man. Yeah, you're preparing to fail, you're preparing to succeed. So
because whatever your vision is, and it's not an easy road to make that come to light. Mm-hmm. And whatever you thought you wanted out of your business, or whatever you thought you wanted your business to be when you first started, sometimes, that changes.
Oh yeah,
that changes
life
as
happens.
life happens. That's what I'm saying. You gonna take some L.
Entrepreneurship is a lifestyle. It's not something
really
that you can just take lightly and say, I'm gonna just do it.
Yeah, because it's funny because a friend of mine was like, hey, don't let it, because I'm just going through I got some major projects on the table right now, and so just kind of going through, and most people that know me, they know me through my business, so they don't really necessarily know me personally. Yeah. And so as an entrepreneur, when you're really serious and you're trying and you have a vision for your business and for your brand, it consumes you, and it's hard not to let it. But until you get it to where you want it to be, or it's on autopilot, it consumes you, and it's just kind of one of them things where you hope that the people around you understand. And there's plenty of times where
change scenes if they don't.
Yeah, or change.
I'm just saying.
Or change scenes if you don't.
We're not gonna keep it real.
No, we keeping it real. Hey, this is what I'm talking about. Some people may have to move around. You may have to move around.
Yeah.
Honestly, you may have to move around if you don't feel like you're getting that level of support that you need, or you don't necessarily maybe constantly have the time and the energy to trying to explain your vision to people. So it's either once you see it, and if you on board and you with it, and you willing to help make the vision come true, and then come on.
Part of it is having the mindset that regardless of what happens, I'm gonna go hard in the paint.
Yeah,
because some people don't get on the paint.
Right,
they stay on that bench.
Right, so it's almost like we talked about. It's like we talked about the last month was like getting started. You just start, and that's part of making the plan. If you have a vision for where you want your business to go, what type of brand you want to put out there, you have to make a plan, and you have to start. But you have to be willing to see this thing all the way through. And so one of the things about having a vision. And when I told you, most people can't see my shirt.
She had too many curves on her shirt.
I had too many curves on the shirt, but it says the vision is free, but the brand is sold separately. Yeah. Because vision is free, but it also does take time, it takes money to make that thing happen. Yeah. And to build the brand that you want to have, or that your community, that your audience wants to buy into. And it takes time and money.
Yeah, how you spend
to
your
make
minutes,
that happen.
The way you spend your minutes daily, that's where your results are going to be, man. Because how you spend your time, we all got 24/7, 24 hours. How you spend your minutes every day, it makes a difference. Whether you're spending it being true to yourself and saying, all right, this is what I need to do to fix this,
right? Or
at least this is what I need to do more. It's all about being real with yourself too. You can't be lying to yourself saying, "Oh, I'm good."
I know, right?
We all been there before.
No, because I'm kind of right there, right now, because I'm trying to figure out, okay, how to really what's the next step. And sometimes you do have to take a step back and really think about your next move, and then look at opportunities that may come your way, or opportunities that probably have come your way and that you passed on or didn't take. So you got to really take all of that into consideration as you're really talking about developing a brand and having a vision for your life, for the legacy that you're trying to leave. All of that.
I hate to say this, but
what?
You know how I'm a visual person. Shout out to Rico one more time, because you guys donuts. You always feed us, man.
Yeah, thanks for the donuts, Rico.
I'm still skinny though, but the thing is about this, all right.
As good as your mama cook.
So it's like, you got a donut on your plate, all right? That's your vision.
Yeah.
Try eating that whole donut, all of it at once. It could be possible for some people, but for the most average person, that's going to be a hard situation to try to do. That's the way we got to look at our business. Whether your vision is, you're not going to get it all in one bite.
You're not. It's definitely not.
It's a steady process of taking one step at a time.
No, that is true. And this is where the plan comes into play. And this is where, being strategic about what you do. Mm-hmm. And
that's important. You can be busy but not doing nothing. Right.
You can be busy but not doing anything. You ain't say that one again.
You can be busy but not doing nothing.
Right, because busy doesn't necessarily mean productive. You want to be effective and you want to be productive in what you're doing and how you're developing this brand and knowing like the steps or creating the steps. And we've always talked about definitely even having mentors and seeking out people that may have been down this path before that you can engage with and that you can build a relationship with to help you see your way through. Because trust me, there's no one right or wrong way to do it, but there are some things that you shouldn't do. Some I'll say there because everybody's journey is different. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna hit some potholes along the way.
Your potholes with your name on it,
right? But if you can avoid them, that's what being open-minded does for you. Is that and being able to take advice and criticism and all that good stuff to possibly avoid some of those things. Mm-hmm. And maybe not have so many setbacks.
Oh man, yeah.
Because some of them are going to happen. They're going to come. Yeah. But this is what happened. This is one of the things about having good people and people that believe in your vision. Mm-hmm. Because I'm telling you right now, there's nothing better.
Oh yeah.
Than having people that actually believe in your vision and willing to help you see it and create it.
It's a natural process. If you ever be in a situation where you feel like you're forced to support someone or someone else is forced to support you,
right?
Well, you might want to weigh the balance a little bit and find out where you're really at.
Right, because this is where all you can do is put it out there, but put out here's the thing, it's about putting out the good energy, the good vibes, a good product, a good service.
Be a reflection of what you want.
Yeah. You totally have to be. It's funny because as I scroll through Facebook sometimes, and this mostly happens on Facebook, not so much on Instagram, but as I scroll through Facebook mostly, and I see these lovely flyers of things, and then some of it, it's just so congested.
Yeah, there's a lot of words.
It's a lot of words, a lot of colors, and I can't see. I can't get to the main point.
They're like Skittles.
Yeah, it's like Skittles. And I can't get to the main point when it's like 5,000 words and they're all different colors.
It's like, wait, what time is it going to be?
Right. I can't find the venue. I definitely don't know what time to start. Yeah. And so
you got the life story, but you don't have the actual time in place.
So 9 times out of 10, I'm just going to keep scrolling. Like I might have really been interested, but I couldn't see your vision because you didn't really help me see it. And that's so sometimes you have to help people see your vision.
Yeah.
And what it is that you want to do in your business and what your brand consists of, you have to make sure there's a clear path.
Yeah.
So you can reciprocate, get back what you want, put out and get back what you need back. You have to create a clear picture for people. And to be able to see, okay, so this is where you're going with this. Like as we create different platforms, it's like, where is the city? So in all the platforms that we create, like with the magazine. So the vision and the purpose behind the magazine is to create a platform for people that's already creating content, but to have them have another way to get their content out there.
Exposure.
And to be able to share their content just outside of just being on Facebook. And there's some people that's creating great content on, social media, on Instagram and LinkedIn. Well, this platform is another way, as in the magazine a magazine format, for you to be able to say that you have an article in an online magazine. And as we build that platform out and it gets going, the vision is for it to definitely be a top online magazine for business owners. So the vision, it's already been laid out. And so creating platforms, you kind of have to know where you got to see the end goal. You have to see.
Oh, that is the most important thing you said so far.
You have to see the end goal.
Because too many times that thing is wide open. It's like the GPS roaming.
I'm not playing with you this morning.
It's like
I'm not playing with you this morning.
The point of having a GPS is to get you to your destination.
Right.
So if you're an entrepreneur and you don't know where you want to be,
right,
no one can help you.
Nobody can help you.
It's like, B Michele, I'm just using for example, it's not a true story. It's like, B Michele, what do you want to do in life? And you have this like 10,000 items on this list. This is what I really want to do. But it's like, no, B Michele, narrow it down. And
right, you
tell
have
me,
to narrow it down.
I'm going to put myself out there because I kind of put you on the bus. And you talk to me, and I have that double. I have like 20,000 stuff on my list.
It's not working.
You got to have an end goal.
You got to have an end goal. And that's what I'm saying. So, like, even throughout all the platforms, shout out to Mr. Peterson. So, you have to have an end goal. So that way you know the path. So you can start, all right, this is what needs to be done. You have something
you can measure, too.
You're right. And it's
you can't measure infinity.
Right, and it's measurable.
You got to put a cap on it.
Right, you got to put a cap on it. So your vision, number one, your vision needs to be clear to you before you can make it clear to anybody else.
Put your glasses on. Got your B Coach glasses on right now. Right.
So your vision for your business, for your brand, for you as an entrepreneur has to be clear to you. And sometimes this is why coaches and consultants exist, to help you gain that clarity. And so, because clients come to me all the time with a list of things. I'm like, no, I need you. We can do these things, but pick one for us to start on. As you build, you can totally add these other things to it. But, we can't start out. We can't start out trying to do 20 things. We just need to get this one going, get the steps, build the process, and then at that point you can add on. It's just like when I started B Michele Events. Now, I mean, and you already know this story. So it's like, I just really, event planning was what it was going to be. But then as I realized that there was another market and there were some other my clients, and I really started B Michele Professional Services because I had clients who had a need for all of the other services, for the printing, for the graphics, notary and things of that nature. So since there was already a need there with my current clients, that's how I added. And then I added B Michele Professional Services as a sister brand. So you have to start in one place, and then you can definitely build on. But get your main. Make your main your main.
That's good. That's good right there.
You gotta have your main. You gotta know what that is and get that going.
That brings to mind being consistent.
Yes.
And another thing that's good is, I'm learning this as well, make a list of things that you will vow not to do anymore.
Yep.
Make a list of habits you are going to stop.
That is true.
Because sometimes we're so caught up in adding good habits and being super good and,
No, that is true. And I think, it's funny that you mentioned that, because now I think I'm definitely a lot more conscious of my time. So one of the things in that I've been told, my partner, I was like, 2019 is definitely, we're working in intent and being intentional about everything that we do. So I'm going to make sure that I no longer spend my time doing things that are not productive and helping me reach this end goal. So you definitely have to start making a list of things you need to stop doing. Stop entertaining foolishness. Stop holding conversations with people that don't know nothing. Like you definitely just have to start. It's a mind shift, and it's also behavioral. So you have to start changing your behavior as well as you change your mindset about things. So once mindset and behavior kind of go together. But you gotta stop doing some stuff as well as start doing some things. You gotta stop doing
as you
stuff that's not productive and helping you with the vision of where you're trying to get to, helping you get to that destination that you see in front of you.
Because as you stop the things on your not to-do list, it opens up more time for you to start pushing on where you need to grow.
And it's almost like you kind of have to just develop somewhat of a routine, because I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. It is definitely easier said than done, because I keep telling myself every morning I'm not gonna get up and scroll through Facebook. But since I'm up at 5 a.m.
half away, still scroll.
Right. So since I normally up about 5 a.m., I think I can scroll for about 20 minutes or so, And honestly, so I do scroll because I read the articles. So I try to, catch up on what's happening in the world. So I do actually scroll through Facebook, but more so for two reasons. Number one, to see if anything major has happened, make sure, we ain't at war. Did anything happen while I was asleep? But no, I like to read articles. I like to stay up on business trends and things of that nature. So sometimes I just scroll through some people post articles, or some of the people that I follow, maybe new articles up. So I'll read those in the morning. Or I'll look for, business opportunities. So I'm on there also looking for business opportunities. So I'm really on there really for work. And I mean, I may notice a few, I might hit the like button, hit the heart button on a few, on some shenanigans.
I mean, it's a balance.
Yeah.
But it's also, too...
But when I said I'm going to stop, I had to put myself on a time limit. Yeah. Because I'll mess around and I'll look up and it'll be 6 o'clock. So I think it's just more so, not to just stop doing it, but make sure I have a time limit for how long I'm going to stay on Instagram and Facebook in the morning.
Want to keep a balance of work and play. And also, adding on to what we're talking about, you want to put yourself in a position to where you can switch up your routine.
Right.
Like, instead of first thing you do is get on Facebook, maybe you just start your day quiet. Yeah. And I'm not saying doing the meditation type stuff, but
like you might need to just lay there for a few minutes.
Yeah, like you might want to just not go right to your phone and maybe just cook some breakfast or something. Do something different. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean is, like, just switch up the order.
You're definitely right, because time, I mean, honestly, time flies. Like, you have to really, like, as an entrepreneur, you have to really be conscious of your time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know, like, you just have to be conscious of your time, where and how you spend it and who you spend it with. Like, I mean, there's days I easily get caught up, and then I'm like, okay, now I got to figure out how to make up for this time that I was over here doing X, Y, and Z.
I could have been doing.
Or I let a meeting go longer than it should. And I know that's definitely one of the things I need to work on, because sometimes I'll let consultations or I'll let meetings go a little bit longer.
Dr. Phil.
I know, right?
not no shots toward him, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll let them go a little bit longer than they probably should go, and then that kind of backs up my time. So it's one of the things, like, you really kind of gotta live and die by the calendar.
That's good. Yeah, have appointments.
Yeah, you got, because
someone call you up like, hey, can I talk right? Nah, say appointment.
Right, it's like, okay, I can talk to you at this time. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie. Here's the other thing I think is also interesting, is that I will say, like, if I'm at the grocery store and the line is long, I really don't care too much if I don't have anywhere pertinent to be, because 9 times out of 10 I just send out 3 emails, responded to some text messages. Yeah. So it's also about making good use
of your time
when you're in places like, definitely when you're in places like, standing in line, or you're sitting at the doctor's office, because at the end of the day, whatever your vision is, you gotta stay the course with it. And so it's about being productive, with your time. So if you sit in the doctor's office and you already know you probably going to be 30 minutes, bring some work.
Too, since we're talking about the vision, the purpose, and helping me help you.
Oh, yes.
This is the part of the show where it's like Billy, Bob, and all of them is like, I like what you're saying, coach, but make this reality. Like, I don't want to feel good and then end the show and be like, but what can I really do right now? So give us some action steps that we can do. So for example, I'm just starting this entrepreneur world. I got my brand, I got my logo. It might change because it's kind of simple right now, but I at least took the step to have one. What's the next step for me as an entrepreneur?
Okay, so, and I'm one of them type of people, like, the logo is really like the last thing you should be thinking about. So
it's getting real.
Yeah, it's getting real. So I think once you really have made the decision that you're going to be a serious entrepreneur and you're really going to take the risk and you're going to go out there and give it your time, your money, all of it, it's like you first of all making sure that you have a client base, like there's a need out there. So that's one of the things that's super important, is making sure that you're solving a problem.
That's good.
Because that's what entrepreneurship is about. It's about you starting a business that's filling some sort of void or solving a problem.
Yeah.
So once you definitely, whatever twist you're going to put on, whatever twist you're going to put on it, to, like when you go to Walmart, it's like 5-10 different brands of bread. So everybody has their choice and what they like to eat. So just because it's already some bread out there don't mean that you can't start a new bread company, but it just better be different than the ones that's already out there.
Yeah.
So whatever you're going to do, just make sure that you putting a spin on it that is different and that is still, you're solving a problem where there's a need. But once you get through all of those things and you really, really are ready for the outward brand, I mean, you want to definitely make sure that, you pick, you want to be, it needs to be catchy. You need to make sure that it's neat. Professional. So that's really super important. Yeah. Like, it's not looking like Rainbow Bright.
Oh, Rainbow Bright. Oh, man. Yeah.
But in all seriousness, though, I think the first thing is basic. Is always go back to foundation. It's setting a good foundation and making sure that you've protected yourself. You're protecting your business with proper licensing. It's always good. So once you definitely have gotten those foundational things, then you got to figure out how you're going to reach your target audience. So once you got all that done and you got your logo, you got your website up. I don't know. That was like, I wasn't ready.
The way you just looked up what I was going.
So once you got all that done, and then you got your outward brand, looking good. You got your shirts, you got your business cards. But even in the midst of that, you really should be trying to figure out now where are your clients? Where is your target audience at? Yeah. And how are you going to reach them? So are you doing TV? Are you doing radio? You going to stick on social media? Are you going to buy ads on social media? What does your marketing budget look like? So before anything, a good portion, a lot of people, this always baffles me that you spend all this money on the extra stuff but you won't spend any money on marketing. Like marketing should be at least bare minimum 20% of your budget.
Yeah.
So how about a budget?
Oh man, it's hard to market if you have a.
So how about a budget?
Yeah.
So putting a budget together.
Yeah, that's key.
Especially when you're getting started. Honestly, that's really super important. Because I want to help you.
But you gotta help me help you.
But I need you to help me.
To know where to help.
Yeah, I need. Because it's like, how much money are you willing to put into this business? What the time commitment? How much time do you have to invest in it? What resources do you already have? What resources are you looking to get? So you gotta do some homework.
Without homework, it's like
at least do a little bit. Then I can help you. I can take you the rest of the way, but at least do a little bit.
Yeah, because without homework, man, you really you don't have nothing to measure with.
Right.
It's like imagine you're doing a meal and you need measurements for those ingredients. Mm-hmm. Imagine you're that cook.
That's just sprinkling.
But you don't even know how to sprinkle though, because you have no experience.
You just sprinkle it. You just
sprinkle too much or too little.
That's right. Until you think you should stop. You don't necessarily know what a pinch means.
Yeah,
your food sauce.
My pinch might be a whole fistful.
Right. But no, I think that marketing is really key. Especially, and I think that's the number one thing that new entrepreneurs struggle with is marketing. I just had a client ask me yesterday about doing their social media, and so he's like, so how much is it going to cost? And I was like, okay, what exactly, what's the end goal? What do you want to get out of this? Okay, so then I told him how much, and he was like, can I get a deal? I said, so you tell me. I said, you told me what you wanted to happen.
Yeah.
But you only want to pay this amount of money to make it happen.
People want a mansion with an apartment budget.
Right. So so then he was like, well, how long is it going to take? I said, well, at least a good 90 days. He was like, so I got to spend X amount of dollars and wait 90. Yes. I said, it's not instant. It's not magic. Whatever that. Yeah, it's not magic. Yeah. There's no genie that you can just say, hey, give me 5,000 customers in it. No. It's not magic.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a process.
And speaking on that too, like, if someone wanted that mansion, that Rolls Royce type service, their content need to be on point.
Their content needs to definitely.
It's hard to market something that's not on point.
Right. So the content needs to be there. So I actually told this particular client, I was like, so, let us come do a promo video for you, because videos do well on social media. Yeah. Or either send me some really good high resolution photos.
Or hire someone to take the photos.
Notice I said high resolution.
Yeah.
None from your...
No selfies.
No screenshots.
Yeah, please.
So I was like, we can put the ad together. We can put the ad together with a nice picture. If we can't until you're ready to get the video done. But here's the thing: it's like marketing and advertising costs, and whether you get it from a small business or a major company, it costs.
And two, it's important also to say, master your current level. Because imagine you going to school back in the day. Back in the day. There's no way you can skip from 2nd grade to 12th grade. There's levels to this, like we said earlier in the show.
Unless you like a genius, but that's...
Well...
I mean, you got to be like a super genius.
Well, to confirm that, you have to get that test and get some test outs before you confirmation.
So, no, I think... but that's what I'm saying. I think as part... When you have this vision and you see... Like you really do, where you want it to go, and then it's time to take the steps. So to help me help you get there, but you have to be realistic about the process and about the things that it takes to make it happen, and the things that you're going to have to do, and the level of commitment that it's going to take. So being realistic is really super important.
And
about the process.
That's a perfect segue into talking about business relationships. Because for all of this to really work, for your content to really get good feedback, for it to really to go the next level and get better and better and better, you gotta have relationships.
No, you do.
There's no island that's going to be a big business. That's
I'm
not
telling
how it works.
you. I can't even express to you how important good relationships are. They pretty in this entrepreneurial space, relationships kind of run the world.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's important for you to take the time, making the right one. So let's just say that making the right connections and building the right relationships, because you have to also realize, the value in the person and what value you bring, and if it's somewhere where you want to put your time at. So that's being mindful of your time and being intentional about where you build the relationships at. Is super important. So I think that you have to look at that as well and know, okay, is this in line with my vision? Is this in line with my core values? Is this relationship something I want to build that's in line with my brand? Yeah. And bringing, people into the fold with what the things that you're doing. So you definitely, I mean, it's super important. You definitely have to look at that along the way.
And two, speaking on business relationships, you also, if you want to attract healthy business relationships, you gotta also first think of what can you bring to the table of value.
Yeah,
because it's hard to want that.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah, there's no such thing as one way.
No, it's totally a two-way street, like all day, every day. But you have to also more so go from the standpoint of more so being the giver.
Yeah.
So
it's like playing catch. When's the last time you played catch growing up by yourself? Isn't that depressing?
Yeah, it is.
You gotta have someone to throw the ball back.
Well, you could just
keep God first, stay focused, and peace. I need someone else who's better than me.
You can play tetherball. Remember tetherball? Did y'all have that? With the ball on the pole?
I mean, that's when you start out, man. But as you grow in life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. No, you definitely, I'm just messing with you. But no, like, that is real, though. But this is why, as you start out in your journey in building relationships and seeking, I mean, it's not evident, like, day one.
Nah.
But
it's like planting a seed.
Yeah.
Planting and let it grow.
Yeah, it's not evident day one of the type of the person that you may really need to know. But I think if you're doing the right thing and you're building your business in order and in faith, I think those people will come to you. So,
it's like a garden.
So you don't have to. And I can honestly say, like, of all the relationships that I have, they have come to me. Some of them I have built because I was out and I met these people, but as a lot of the relationships they have happened. Yeah. And they've come to me in situations, and so it's like when you really are on the right path and doing good things, and for the right reasons, the right people will come along.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's still happening even this very moment.
Just if you're an entrepreneur out there, just look around. If you go to the grocery store, you go to a fast food joint, you go shopping for new clothes, or you go to concerts, or you go to the NBA game, March Madness, college basketball, whatever, you're going for a reason.
Right.
You're not just going because you random or whatever. You have a intentional thing that, hey, I'm going to enjoy myself, or hey, I need this, I need that. If you look at the top brands, the top organizations, they have mastered that whole thing that you're talking about.
Yes, haven't they?
Oh man, I'm trying to catch up.
You and me both.
But that's the whole point, man. Like if you look at the bigger brands out there, the most influential people out there, public figures, the famous actors and actresses, they have mastered time after time again through failure what they need to do to put their brand or their image out there in a positive light.
Yep.
Because it's not about being big-headed. It's just about having a clear mind of what you want to do in life.
And it's about being responsible as well. So there's a level of responsibility that comes with, especially when you have a business that's very well known.
Oh yeah.
You have a brand that's and with social media now, it's not hard for people in other cities, other states to be familiar with your brand. Yeah. Like, I mean, I have people on my social media accounts from all over the world because since I lived overseas, and then I have clients overseas and just throughout the U.S. So it's like there's just a responsibility for you to do and continue to put up proper images and images that you want to further the vision and further the brand for people to see and for your community to appreciate. So that's what's at the end of the day is really super important.
So for the listener, I'm talking to you, man or woman. I had to clean that up real quick. People, yeah, everyone out there. So vision, we talk about that. It's okay if you are struggling. Because I think, too, people feel like, I'm not going to make it because I'm struggling. Well, you may be in that chapter, in that season right now, but don't take that as a book.
Right, because if you're not struggling, then you're not trying.
Preach.
If you're not struggling, you're not trying.
Hey, I need This Is City play the organ on the right side, because that'll preach right there, man.
I think I need to put that on a t-shirt. If you're not struggling, you're not trying. If you're not trying, you're not struggling.
Hey, I'll wear that. I'm serious. This summer, all right. Okay. We're going to do this on the podcast. This summer, I'm gonna have a t-shirt with you, and we're gonna take a picture together. Okay. And we're gonna push that.
What is if you're not trying? If you're not struggling, if you're not trying, what did we just say?
We rewind the tape on the podcast.
Okay, we'll rewind it.
Have that for confirmation.
I know, right? We might need to listen to the podcast. You know, you come up with so many good gems. You have to, got to start writing them down.
In the moment, it's like, hey, it comes in, then flies right back out.
I know, we might, definitely got to watch the podcast, but then we need that t-shirt popping.
No, seriously, because that's a perfect example of someone out there who may have an idea, but it stays in their head.
Oh my goodness, it's funny that you said that, because I think every business just about has come from an idea.
Oh yeah.
But it was developed. And so going through the developmental process,
that's the difference,
to make sure that your idea is now a viable and can be a profitable business. And some people have awesome hobbies that could really become great businesses. You know, you just kind of have to do some fine tuning. But I think if you have an idea, I think it's worth you know, and that's vision. I mean, if you have this vision and this idea, it's worth you at least trying to figure out how to make it work. At least take the time to go through the proper steps. Go talk to a business coach, talk to a consultant, talk to people in your neighborhood. Do a survey. Do some sort of market research to see if it's possible before you go out there and next thing you know, you've spent several thousands of dollars for nothing.
Yeah, you're going in circles.
Right.
Instead of going in a straight line.
So I think you have to, that's when we get to this whole, there's levels to this. That's one of the levels. If you have an idea and you see something, you have this vision, take the time to at least see if it's actually workable.
Yeah. And
if that means, so I tell people, I'd rather you spend $150 on a consultation for somebody to help you through this than $5,000 later. And it didn't work.
Yeah.
So I'd rather you be out of $150 than $5,000. After you done got a logo, you done got a website, and then you like, okay, you have no clue what's next or how to get people to come and patronize your business.
I mean, if you are that, ready to take a risk, hey, there's no rules to this game of business, but
I mean,
you want to.
Well, there's some rules. So there's a rule of don't be stupid. There's a rule of don't be stupid. Like, come on. So, I mean, because here's the thing. I think sometimes you have to be willing to humble yourself enough to know you need help.
Oh yeah.
So humble yourself enough to ask for help, to seek it out. However,
sometimes fake it till you make it doesn't really work.
Right. Sometimes fake it till you make it could cost you could cost you in the end. Could cost you mentally.
Cause your bank account goes zero.
Right. Could cost you physically. Right. Cost you financially. So sometimes fake it till you make it is not the move.
Yeah. Sometimes just be who you are is actually a good thing.
Right. And because here's the thing. And don't let how the message come or how the information or how it come to you deter you from receiving it. Because if somebody is good at what they do, you probably should go ask them whether you like them or not.
Exactly. And
so don't get caught up on who the message is coming through.
Another thing I think is important, because we're talking about all this stuff like help me help you.
Yes.
To the individual, you gotta be passionate about your brand, and you gotta be passionate about you and life.
If you're not losing sleep, you're not real. Like,
because it's like this. Imagine, just imagine if you came to Rico's shop, Rockefeller's. Shout out to Rico Rodriguez. Imagine you came to the shop. You know, he's already going the extra mile. He's getting us breakfast. He's doing stuff that we not even asking.
I know, right?
Imagine if it wasn't like that. And then imagine on top of that, I talked the whole show. You never got a word in. Your experience would be what? Terrible.
Horrible.
So you got to think of that as you and your brand. You want to put yourself out there to where people are hungry to see you again.
Right. No, I mean, and I think, and that is real, and that's what passion, and that's what you hitting on all, you bringing these key words. You hitting on all of it, because I just had a conversation with a colleague of mine in Houston about passion, and I was like, I'm a very emotional person, but emotion as far as passion about what I do, but I'm also emotional in a good way. Like, I love to the feel good stories and all of that. And I was like, sometimes, your passion can be taken out of context. Yeah. Sometimes when the person doesn't really know you or know your plan or your vision or what you're doing. So you definitely have to, and you should definitely be unapologetic about your passion for your business. Especially, no matter if you on day 1 or day 325 or year 5 or however. You have to be passionate about what you do, because if you're not passionate about it, how do you expect people to pay you money for something that you just have a lackadaisical? Honestly, when you walk in the place, especially as a small business. So honestly, really, as a small business, you got to go all the way in with it. Yeah. That's why I answer. That's why sometimes I answer those text messages at 10 o'clock at night. Because if I'm awake, so my rule is, if you text me past whatever time, and if I answer, I'll answer. If I'm awake, I'll answer you. If I don't answer you, you catch you the next morning. But sometimes, if I'm awake at 10 o'clock and you text me, I'll answer you. But those are for my my close clients.
Yeah, I'm glad you cleared that up, because so to be real.
Yeah. So some of my clients, they know my habits, so they'll text me at night.
They have access to that.
Yeah. They
Some people can get VIP.
Some people not VIP. Not everybody. Not everybody VIP, because some people they stretch it, man. They getting that voicemail.
They abuse that access, man.
Yeah, don't abuse the access. Please don't abuse the access. But yeah,
that's a good thing too for people out there. You gotta be careful who has access to you, man.
Yes.
Either friends or business.
No, I think you're right about that one.
You gotta be careful who has access to you, because if they're not bringing value in your life, don't give them all that time, man.
I know. I'm telling you.
If they're draining you, and you feel like you feel lightheaded after the phone call. We going into that.
No,
man.
I'm telling you, that's why 2019 is the year of intent. You have to be intentional.
And it's not rude to be that.
It's not. You just have to be you have to be laser focused sometimes when you get in the zone to get the things you need to get done. Until all right, then if you're on your personal time or you're gonna take some time off, then that's cool. But when the clock starts,
it starts.
It starts.
Last time I checked, when you watch an NBA game, they don't say, "Oh, let's start the clock over."
Right.
Oh man.
When the clock starts,
it starts, man.
And for most entrepreneurs, the clock starts when my eyes open, and it stops when my eyes close. And that could be at 1 o'clock in the morning. It could be at 8 p.m. at night. It could be at 5 p.m. depending on how tired I am.
You funny, man. B Michele is gonna be a comedian too. Yeah.
So the clock starts when my eyes open, and it stops when my eyes close. That's funny.
That's real. That's real.
I mean, I'm just saying. But I mean, some people have way more. Like, I would love to get to the point to where I have that much structure. To all right, 5:00 p.m. I'm not doing any more work. One day, God willing, and what they say, God willing, and the creek don't rise, or however that saying go. Wow. God willing, I'll be able to say 5:00. I'm done. I don't know when that's gonna happen.
Try it for the next 2 weeks or next week, and when you come back on the show, we're gonna see how that. I'm
not gonna front. We said we're gonna keep it 100. So I know I said God willing, but I don't know.
There you go.
Look, I don't know. Look, 2 weeks, they'll be like 5:00, and I'm not doing any more work. I don't think I would know what to do with myself from 5 till.
You have yourself time. B Michele time.
But I wouldn't even know what to do.
No one's invited. Man, take a nap.
But then if I go to bed too early, then I'm going to be up at night, and I might as well just do some work.
See, all right, this is what we're going to do. Because we're going to do this for you, me, and everybody else listening. Make a list today of what you will not do. Okay. And stick to that list. So if you say, I'm not going to get that extra piece of cake, then stick to that.
Okay, I'm going to make a list.
I'm going to go to bed at 10 o'clock sharp.
I'm going to make the list of the things that I'm not going to do. I am. But a lot of things that I do happen in the evening time, so that's why this whole cut off at 5:00, because like I do my huddle at 7 p.m.
Oh, that's all right. That's fine.
And then I do go to networking events. That's what I'm saying. This whole 5:00 and I'm done thing. That's some of the other entrepreneurs.
Maybe yours is not till 10 o'clock.
Right. I'm gonna have to push it back to like 8 or 9. And then I got 2 hours of free time.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
That's what we doing. But I know, right? But I think, okay, so in all seriousness, I think you definitely have to carve out, time to get things done for sure.
Imagine Michelangelo never carved the marble. He just stared at the whole block. That's what we do as, people trying to work our brand. We stare at the marble. We get scared. We don't want to carve nothing out. But
I think it also works. It works both ways too, because then you have the people that's more so like me, who they're always.
Oh, so you carved there's nothing there.
Working on it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We're always carving out stuff, so where we don't stop. That's what I'm saying. It's one of the things that where we're always carving. I think it's either side needs to kind of assess. Yeah. So I can't always be carving. Yeah. And then I can't just be standing there and then not looking. So you have to find a happy medium. Yeah. As you're building a business, but at the end of the day, it always come back to the vision and the brand.
What do you see first before you even start?
That you want, and figure out how to bring it all together. Because although I have a vision for where I want, B Michele Professional Services to be, and Coach B Michele and all the B Michelles.
How easy to change your name 10 times.
I know, right? And I know that there's things that I need to do to get there, and I can't really let up until I start seeing some stuff happening.
You see, all right, last sports analogy, because it's about time to wrap up this episode.
Oh, our hour is up already?
It is, man.
Oh.
But one last analogy from sports world, because it's March, so we're in March Madness. All the college athletes out there playing the game, everyone's enjoying their brackets being broken all the time. Check this out. The best part when you're watching the game is when you see momentum change. Yeah. Someone get a block, boom, they start getting ahead of the other team. Yep. When it comes to your brand, you can't control everyone else, how they living, how they doing, but you can control your moment now. Yep. And if you just focus on that, I feel like eventually, as you play this game of entrepreneurship, you will slowly get better. And if you don't, there's a 9-5.
No, right.
That's a safety net.
That's a safety net to go back and get your job back that you quit. No, I think you definitely have to stay in the moment and stay in tune to what's happening at the current time. That's why I was saying, like, even with a lot of the projects that I have on the table right now and things that I'm a part of, and there's always something, and so you definitely have to prioritize. Yeah. So that way, because you don't, after you didn't gain clarity about your vision and how to make it happen, you don't want to clog it up. You don't want to clog your vision up.
Keep it clean.
And stuff just, because people start throwing stuff at you, and you're like, hey, do this and do that, and next thing you know,
you spread out.
Your windshield wipers. No,
your windshield wipers are worn out.
Yeah,
they tired.
You know, your right. Your vision got real cloudy.
They don't even wipe no more. They scratch.
Right. So, speaking of windshield wipers, I need to get some new ones. But
you know what? This is a perfect time to go ahead and wrap up the show, man. Because we could talk for like 10,000 hours, man.
I know, right?
But that's a good thing. That means that you have something that you can bring to the table, and that's much appreciated on this show.
Well, thank you guys for having me. As always, I love my Thursday spot. I appreciate coming to chit chat with you guys, and hopefully empowering and encouraging some new entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs that are out there that's like, hey, I need help, or what I'm doing, I'm not sure. Clarity, once you have the vision, and gaining clarity for that vision is super important.
Yeah. And
definitely take the proper measures and ask for help and build the relationships to help you see it through and get to that end goal. Where that vision that you saw, to help you get there, it's very important that you have a clear path.
Yeah.
And a clear mindset.
And the only way to leave the path is to start moving.
Yep. And you just start.
Boom. Just like that.
That's our second T-shirt is just start.
That one, let's do that one.
Yeah.
That's the first one. That's the first T-shirt.
Yeah, just start.
Start.
We got to come up with we can't do the swoosh, but we got to come up with something.
Just start, man. Watch someone beat us to it. We want to see this on social media.
I know, right? Man, we should not have said it.
Oh, really?
I know, right?
It's all right. It's all good.
We'll come up with a cute little symbol.
We'll send the check later.
I know, right?
But no, on that point, man, hope everyone out there who's listening, you take this to heart, because at the end of the day, as long as you do something that's better than nothing. So on that note, before we let you go officially, I almost forgot. How can people stay in contact with you, B Michele? Yes,
you can find me on social media at Coach B Michele on Facebook, Coach B Michele on Instagram. Also, isthecity.com. Check that out. If you have a business, make sure you set up an account, put your business on there. It's a free way to pub your business. I'm on there as well, Coach B Michele. And then you can always like us on Facebook at B Michele Professional Services.
And there you go. Like we say every single episode. And I think it's very important, because you listen to these last words, it ties everything together. Keep God first, stay focused, and peace.